Buckle up. Tonight isn't about red carpets or movie premieres. It's raw, it's unfiltered, and it ends with Brad Pitt being dragged off stage after a showdown so explosive, Jimmy Kimmel might never recover. This isn't press tour banter. This is a setup, a wound twisted for ratings, a moment that cracks Hollywood's glossy surface. What pushed Brad Pitt over the edge? Stick around to find out. But first, smash that subscribe button and drop a comment. What's the most brutal talk show meltdown you've ever seen? Let's rewind. Weeks before the taping, a nasty tabloid rumor takes hold, painting Brad as an absentee father, distant and cold. It's false, cruel, but it spreads like wildfire. Brad, always private about his family, stays silent. He pours his energy into disaster relief efforts, quietly funding projects that bring clean water and shelter to devastated communities. Then Kimmel's team reaches out. "Come on the show," they say. "Let's talk about the charity. Shine some light on the good work." Brad hesitates. His manager warns him. Kimmel thrives on chaos. Brad shrugs. "I can handle him." Calm, confident. The night arrives. Brad steps onto the Jimmy Kimmel live set. He's all grace and quiet force. Tailored, suit, measured smile. Kimmel greets him with that trademark smirk. Just a bit too slick. "Brad Pitt, everybody. The man who needs no introduction," he says, laced with irony. Brad takes his seat, relaxed, focused, ready to keep the conversation on the charity. At first, everything flows. Kimmel asks about the relief work, the communities Brad's helped. Brad speaks with quiet passion about hope, rebuilding, the power of compassion. But then the tone shifts. Kimmel leans in, eyes gleaming. "You're out there saving the world," he says. "But things at home, not so rosy, huh?" Brad's smile falters. He feels it coming. "We've all seen the headlines." Kimmel continues. "You and the kids. Doesn't sound like the Brady Bunch." The words land like knives. Brad's jaw tightens. "We're not talking about my family. Jimmy, let's stick to the work." But Kimmel's not done. Behind them, a screen lights up with a doctored tabloid photo. Pitt's family feud. Kids cut him off. Kimmel grins. "Tough stuff, Brad. Want to clear it up?" Brad leans forward, his voice a low growl. "That's a lie, Jimmy. And you know it. You don't get to drag my kids into your circus." Kimmel shrugs. "Just asking what people are thinking. It's my job." Brad's eyes lock on him, cold and razor-sharp. "Your job is smearing families for laughs? Then tonight, you'll learn where the line is." Cut to commercial. The audience is silent. Tension crackles in the air. Brad sits motionless, jaw clenched, knuckles white on the armrests. Kimmel fumbles with his cue cards. His smirk has thinned. "You're crossing a line," Brad says again, his voice controlled but heavy with threat. Kimmel tries to recover. "Stirring the pot, Brad. It's what I do." The cameras blink back on. "We're back," Kimmel says, smile forced. "Getting a little heated tonight with Brad Pitt." Brad doesn't flinch. He leans in again. "Heated?" he says, his voice ablade. "You think slandering my family is entertainment?" The crowd is holding its breath. "This isn't Hollywood drama. This is real, and it's about to blow wide open." Kimmel's eyes narrow, but the showman mask stays on. He waves toward the screen behind them, where the tabloid headline still looms. "Pitt's family feud. Kids cut him off." Above it, a doctored photo of Brad, hollow-eyed and alone, glares down like a cruel joke. "Come on, Brad," Kimmel says, voice laced with mock sympathy. It's just a story. People want the real you. Brad's jaw tightens, his voice low and smoldering. The real me? You don't know a damn thing about me, Jimmy. You're just selling lies to make yourself look clever. Kimmel's grin twitches. His fingers tighten on his note cards. Lies? He repeats, mock offended. I'm just asking questions, Brad. Like why you're so defensive about your kids. He leans forward, voice thick with insinuation, and pulls out a prop, a fake magazine cover with Brad's face under the headline, Father Failure. This is what's out there, pal, he says, tossing it across the desk. It slides toward Brad, untouched. His eyes never leave Kimmel. You're pathetic, Jimmy, Brad says, each word slow, surgical. You think you can drag my kids through the mud, make up garbage, and I'll just smile for your cameras? Kimmel's smirk falters, but only for a second. Then he doubles down. Oh, please, Brad. Don't act like a saint. Everybody's got skeletons. He jabs a finger at the screen again. A mock poll now flashes beneath the headline. Is Pitt a bad dad? Brad's eyes flash. His voice drops to a deadly whisper. You don't get to judge me. You're nothing but a vulture. He shifts forward, coiled but still seated. The control in his posture is taut, dangerous. I came here to talk about something good. Real people I'm helping. But you? He pauses, eyes locked. You can't stand that. You need to tear me down to feel tall. Kimmel cuts in, tone sharp, openly hostile. Big talk, Brad. But I'm the one running this show. You're just the guy squirming in my chair. Brad stares at him, silent, his gaze more cutting than words. When he finally speaks, it's with a deadly calm. Keep pushing, Jimmy. You're about to find out what happens when you mess with my family. Kimmel's smirk wavers. His hand fumbles with the magazine again, a crack forming in his cool. Big words, Brad. But this is my stage, my rules. He snaps, but his voice shakes. He reaches for another stunt, a mock family photo with Brad's face awkwardly edited out, a cheap gag. But Brad's stare stops him cold, unrelenting, piercing. Brad leans in, voice quiet, lethal. You think this is funny? Using my kids as your punchline? He pauses. You're digging a hole you won't climb out of. His presence is overwhelming now. Controlled fury, barely leashed. A storm behind calm eyes. Kimmel's gaze darts nervously. His smirk has all but vanished. His voice rises desperate. Relax, Brad. It's just entertainment, he says. But it rings hollow. Brad doesn't flinch. His tone turns razor sharp. Entertainment? He echoes. You're about to entertain the wrong guy. The director signals a commercial break. The studio is dead silent. Kimmel's hand freezes on the fake photo. Brad's gaze bears down, hot, unrelenting. The host's confidence has evaporated. His fingers tremble around the prop. Brad leans in one last time, his voice cutting through the silence. You're out of moves, Jimmy. Kimmel sets the photo down with jerky hands. His eyes dart, searching for an escape. He forces a grin, thin, brittle. Moves? I'm just getting started, Brad, he says, but the quiver in his voice betrays him. He leans back, tapping the desk, trying to salvage control. You're acting like I made all this up. These stories are everywhere, Kimmel says with faux innocence, gesturing toward the screen behind them. The tabloid headline flashes again. Pitt's family feud. Kids cut him off. Beneath it, a tacky mock text poll appears. Team Brad or Team Kids? Brad's jaw tightens. His voice, when it comes, is a controlled blaze. Stories you amplified, Jimmy. Lies you chose to peddle. For ratings. For laughs. Each word lands with weight. Kimmel's grin falters. His eyes narrow, cracks forming in his polished veneer. Lies? He snaps. Come on, Brad. You're not exactly Father of the Year, are you? He grabs another prop, a cheap plastic trophy engraved with, "Worst Dad." He slides it toward Brad with a smirk that cuts. Maybe this suits you better than that Oscar you're always chasing. Brad doesn't touch it, doesn't blink. His eyes drill into Kimmel, his voice a quiet storm. You think you can shame me with your toys? My kids mean everything to me. And you don't get to touch that. He leans in, presence towering. I came here to talk about real work, real people, real impact. But real scares you, doesn't it? His voice sharpens. You need your cheap shots, your fake headlines, because without them, you're nothing. Kimmel's face reddens. His voice turns to a snarl. Nothing? I'm the one with the mic, Brad. I decide what's real here. He slams the trophy against the desk. The base cracks. The cameras cut back in. The live feed resumes. Kimmel forces a grin, thin and twitching. All right, Brad. Let's cool it down. Tell us about your charity. Brad doesn't budge. Cool it down, he echoes. You dragged my family through filth for a punchline, Jimmy. There's no cooling that. His eyes burn, body coiled but unshaken. You wanted a reaction? Well, now you've got one. Own it. Kimmel's voice spikes, frantic. Own it? You're the one losing it, Brad. Throwing a tantrum on my stage. He jabs a finger at Brad, shaky, accusatory. You think you're above all this? You're just a pretty face with a messy life. Brad's response is instant, quiet thunder. Messy. I've owned every mistake I've made. But you? You hide behind a desk, lobbing lies to feel like a man. Each word slices deep. Kimmel, now sweating, pulls another desperate prop. A stack of fake text messages. He waves them like damning evidence. You want to keep going? He hisses. I've got more. Texts from your kids. Or so they say. A reckless bluff. Brad's eyes narrow. His voice drops to a whisper that chills. You're bluffing, Jimmy. And even if you're not, you're too weak to handle what comes next. Kimmel freezes. The papers slip from his grip. His eyes widen. Panic. Flickering. Brad leans in. You thought you could break me. Make me your punchline. But you misjudged. Each word measured. Final. I've faced worse than you. And I'm still here. Standing. Kimmel's jaw clenches. His voice rises, shrill, unraveling. Standing? You're about to crash, Brad. This is my show. I say when it's over, but his words ring empty. Confidence crumbling. He fumbles for another note card, another jab. But Brad's stare stops him. A wall of fire. Brad leans back, calm, deadly. Your show's on borrowed time, Jimmy. You crossed a line, and I'm not letting it slide. Kimmel's fingers tremble. His face pales. He stammers. Slide? You're the one sliding, Brad. Right out the door. But even he doesn't believe it. The director signals another commercial break. Silence, suffocating tension. Brad stays seated, still, unmovable, while Jimmy Kimmel, exposed and rattled, clutches the broken pieces of his performance and his show. Kimmel's hand clutches the stack of fake texts, fingers trembling, knuckles white. His smirk has faded into a twitch. Across from him, Brad Pitt's gaze is unyielding, burning with a silent vow of reckoning. The tension hangs heavy, unbroken, even as the commercial break rolls. Nothing cools, nothing moves. "You're done, Jimmy," Brad says, voice low, steady, each word a stone sinking into Kimmel's brittle facade. Kimmel jerks back as if stung. The stack slips from his hand, fluttering to the floor like dead leaves. His eyes are wide, wild. His voice, when it comes, is a strained hiss. "Done? You're the one who's done, Brad. You don't get to call the shots here." But his hands betray him, trembling, restless, his bravado cracking like cheap veneer. He scrambles to recover, leaning forward, gripping the desk as if it might anchor him. "You think you can intimidate me?" he growls, desperate. "I've got more dirt, stories that'll make this look tame. A reckless bluff." Brad's eyes narrow. His voice is molten steel. "Dirt? You're scraping the bottom, Jimmy. Making up lies about my kids because you've got nothing real left." Each word cuts, slow and deliberate. "You're not a journalist. You're a parasite." Kimmel's face flushes, rising from red to near purple. His voice pitches upward, unhinged. "Parasite? I'm the one with the stage, Brad. I make the rules, and you're breaking them." He grabs the cracked Worst Dad trophy, waving it like a weapon. "This is what people see, Brad. Not a hero. A failure." His grin returns, cruel, shaky, hollow. Brad doesn't flinch. "People see what you feed them, Jimmy. Lies, garbage. Anything to distract from how small you really are." The cameras snap back to the live segment. Kimmel's grin lingers on his lips like a smear of bad makeup. His hands tremble beneath the desk. "All right, Brad," he says with forced cheer. "Let's move on. No need to drag this out." But Brad cuts in, sharp and unrelenting. "Drag it out. You started this, smearing my family for your ego." He leans in, calm, towering. "You wanted a fight. Now deal with it." Kimmel's eyes flash. His voice turns shrill. "Fight? You're just a washed-up star throwing a tantrum." He slams the trophy down again. The crack widens. "I can bury you, Brad, with one more story." Brad responds instantly, voice low, a quiet thunder. "Bury me. You're the one sinking, Jimmy. Look at you, shaking, scared." Each word is a nail hammered into Kimmel's crumbling armor. Frantic now, Kimmel grabs another gimmick, a mock diary labeled Brad's Secrets. He waves it like a torch against the dark. "You want to keep going?" he barks. "I've got pages, Brad. Your fans would eat this up." His voice cracks. Brad's eyes darken. His tone drops to a chilling whisper. "You're empty, Jimmy. No diary. No texts. Just you, flailing. Because you can't handle me standing up to you." He leans closer, voice a blade, calm and deadly. "You tried to humiliate me. Tried to make my kids your punchline. But you forgot who I am?" His presence floods the studio. "I fought harder battles than you, and I'm still here, unbroken." Kimmel's jaw clenches. His voice climbs into panic. "Unbroken? You're about to break, Brad. Right here. My show." But the words fall flat. His eyes betray the truth. Fear. Brad rises slowly, towering, unshaken. "Your show's a circus, Jimmy. And you're the clown, not me." He steps forward. The desk between them suddenly feels too small. Kimmel lurches to his feet, chair scraping behind him. "Get out, Brad! You're finished!" he shouts, pointing toward the wings. But his hand trembles, the gesture limp, hollow. Brad doesn't move. "I'm not finished, Jimmy." His voice is low, final, but you are. The director signals for another break, but the cameras keep rolling. Kimmel's face is pale now, eyes wild. He clutches the mock diary like a lifeline, hands shaking. Brad stands unmoved, his gaze a verdict. The studio is silent. Only the lights hum, casting long shadows over a confrontation that refuses to die. Brad Pitt, a pillar of fire. Jimmy Kimmel, a man unraveling. "You've got nothing left, Jimmy," Brad says, his tone soft, his words final. The diary slips from Kimmel's grip, landing with a soft thud. "I'm still here," Kimmel whispers, eyes glossy. "This is still my show." But his voice is fraying. Brad steps closer, slow and steady. "No, Jimmy. Your show?" He nods toward the cameras. "It's a house of cards. Built on lies like the ones you told about my kids," Brad says, voice deliberate, each word landing like a hammer. Kimmel's jaw tightens. His voice spikes. Frantic. "Lies? The whole world's talking about your family, Brad. I just gave them a stage." He waves the mock diary with a dramatic snap, but his hand falters. The bluff is weak. The prop, meaningless. Brad's eyes darken. His voice drops to a chilling whisper. "You didn't give them a stage, Jimmy. You sold them a fiction. And now you're paying for it." Kimmel slams the diary on the desk with a sharp, desperate thud. "Paying?" He spits. "You're the one who's finished, Brad. Throwing a fit like a washed-up has been." His voice cracks, unhinged. He grabs the cracked Worst Dad trophy, holding it like a shield. "This is who you are, Brad. A failure. And everyone knows it." His eyes burn with fury. A last gasp of defiance. Brad doesn't flinch. His voice, quiet thunder. "A failure? I've owned my mistakes, Jimmy. But you're too weak to face yours." Each word slices clean through Kimmel's ego. His face twists. He tries to muster venom, but it comes out hollow. "Weak? I'm the one still standing. You're just a ghost of your old self." His hands tremble. The trophy slips. Brad leans in, his voice steady. "Lethal. A ghost?" He locks eyes. "I'm more real than you'll ever be. My family is my strength. And you? You don't get to touch that." His calm is more menacing than any scream. Kimmel's eyes glisten, not with tears, but rage, defeat. His breath ragged, his control shattered. Brad straightens, towering. "You wanted to break me, Jimmy," he says, "but you broke yourself." He steps back, eyes never leaving Kimmel. "You crossed a line, and now the world sees you. Small, scared, finished." Kimmel opens his mouth, but nothing comes out. His hands drop. The trophy rolls off the desk. Clatter, shatter. Brad turns, walking off, deliberate, composed. At the edge of the stage, he pauses. Looks back. "You got your show, Jimmy," he says. "But I got my truth." Then he's gone. Head high, stride unbroken. Security approaches. Not aggressive, just present. As if to escort not a man in trouble, but a man who just ended the show. Kimmel sits, frozen, staring at the wreckage, the fake diary, the shattered trophy, his own cruelty, reflected in 1,000 camera angles. The feed stutters, then cuts to black. And there it is, folks. The night Brad Pitt flipped Jimmy Kimmel's ambush into a masterclass in defiance. He didn't just survive. He stood tall. While Jimmy, exposed, rattled, undone. Was this a new low for late-night smear tactics? Or the moment Hollywood's nice? Guy finally fought back? Drop your take in the comments. Let the debate begin. And if you're not subscribed yet, hit that button for more raw, unfiltered Hollywood showdowns. Smash the bell, join the crew, and tell Us who really lost tonight.